Hey guys, this is Chris from the Vlog Launchpad. I want to apologize about not posting as much as I should have lately. I've just been really busy with school, work, stuff like that. Um, it's just been really busy lately for living, going to college and stuff like that, so I haven't had time to post as much as I'd like to. Um, but basically, what I'm going to talk about is fandoms in response to Katie's post that was made a couple weeks ago. So basically, one of my favorite fandoms is actually going to be two games because I feel like I don't know. I just like games, so I feel like I should have two. Anyways, so Assassin's Creed. Basically, the game is amazing. I love it. It's a really cool story that ties in a lot of interesting RPG elements, like the whole idea of having your basic quest line of killing people to try and just find out this deeper, darker secret to Knights Templar, I think was pretty interesting. And I like the fact that, it's a story within a story. So you have Desmond's story that's kind of tied into all these other stories, and I feel like, that's really cool to kind of tie in all these different games and make it under one central theme. So I feel like that's really cool. And honestly, without giving out too many spoilers, I like how they really tie in religion to the game as well. And I feel like the whole game being developed by an interfaith, intercultural community, I feel is also a really cool tie-in for the game. And that really kind of sells it for me as far as its development and things like that. So I will say my favorite game in the series would probably be Revelations. Mainly because it's just like you've gone through Assassin's Creed 1, which is kind of intro to the game, and then you also get Assassin's Creed 2 that talks about Ezio, and Revelation, even though it kind of is like, why do we need to hear about Ezio in a third iteration of the game? But honestly, I feel like it kind of ties everything together. It ends Ezio's story. On top of that, it also ends Altair's story, at least as far as what his life is and how his final days were spent with, like, the Apple of Eden and all that stuff. And then also, I feel like, on a more personal level, it identifies the main character of the story, which, I mean, we kind of knew who he was, like, as far as his name and why he was there for Assassin's Creed, but we didn't know how he got there. We didn't know that he was an assassin, basically. And we also didn't know anything that was kind of interesting to his story. So I feel like tying all that stuff together was really kind of important and essential to his character. Anyways, the other game I was going to talk about is a really old game, but I really love it because it's kind of an old fandom for me. It's very like old school. It's Homeworld. It is, in short, my most favorite game ever because it's for me it was one of the newest games that came out at the time because it was the first attempt at making what's called a 3D RTS game. So the idea is much like playing StarCraft. It's strategy. So you see, your entire army and you command it as a particular set of units. But the interesting thing about Homeworld is that it's a 3D RTS. So on top of having the 2D map, now think of it as 2D being flat. The 3D game will actually be something like a cube. And basically you end up moving units, fighting units, and gathering resources all in 3 dimensions, which honestly I felt like a lot of people didn't understand the concept of 3 dimensions, which is why it wasn't as popular as StarCraft is when it came out. But I feel like the game itself was just pretty freaking awesome. On top of that, I liked the music of the game. The music of the game really tied me into the story and what was going on, and it definitely was totally worth the multiple playthroughs I did of it. Because basically what happens is you end up connecting to the game with the music, which I'm going to post at the end, a little bit at the end of this video. And basically I feel like it was one of the first games to actually have an intercultural feel to the music style and how they did the music and all the kind of stuff that ties into what is Homeworld, in my personal opinion. So that's basically all I got. My next topic will probably be about cons and why they're cool. Basically, again, in reply to Katie's post about conventions, I feel like conventions are pretty cool, and you will find out about that next time. So, anyways, hope you have a great day, and